Hi, it's Darnell with Whale Over Recipes, and today I'm going to cook a whole chicken in the Ninja Crispi Pro Glass Air Fryer. And let's get cooking right now. Alright, so here I have a 4-pound chicken from my local farmer. And for ingredients, I'm going to be following Ninja's recipe from their basically recipe book that came with the unit. And I'm going to be using the ingredients that I have on hand. And so if you don't see me do things like turn the chicken over or anything of that sort, it's because I'm following these steps in their recipe as closely as possible, although I'm familiar with all the tips and tricks that everyone will probably say should or could be done. I'm also going to be using some extra virgin organic olive oil here. They do recommend using olive oil in the cook, and if you've seen my whole chicken cook in the original Ninja Crispi, you saw me using extra virgin olive oil in that as well. Don't worry about a smoke issue, it's not going to happen. I'm going to be using some freshly cracked black pepper, and I'm also going to be using some sea salt, and I've got some chopped carrots in here. They've chopped they're supposed to be like 2 inches in thickness. Maybe I cut them a little thicker. I don't have any potatoes on hand, but you can put some potatoes in there as well in their recommended recipe. But what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to get the chicken oiled and seasoned up. Alright, now with it all oiled and seasoned up, I'm just going to transfer it over into the 6-quart container here. And let's see, if maybe I can arrange the carrots so that it can lay flatter, so that it's a little further away from the heating elements by just a little bit. I'm just going to put a little more, let's get a little more pepper on the back there, so. Alright, now that I've got everything all oiled and seasoned up and got it in there, and if you haven't seen it, there is a full review of the Ninja Crispi here on the channel, so you can check that out anytime you want as well. But now that I've got it in, I'm going to turn the Crispi on, and we're going to go over to the roast function. Yeah, there's the roast. And so I'm going to leave it at 375 for time. I'm going to up the time. They say an hour, 15 minutes. I'll check it after an hour, and we'll see how things are looking then. So there's an hour 15. We go ahead and we hit start, and I'll bring you back in a bit. Alright, things have been cooking for 19 minutes, and I'm going to open up for a second, tell you a couple things. A couple of things. First thing, I didn't oil the carrots, which I should have done, which was part of the instructions. So I'm just pulling this over here. I'm just going to drizzle some oil across the carrots to try and get them oiled a little bit, you know, because I'm seeing them kind of taking the heat a little hard. So they need a little oil on them. Also, I see the picture in the manual. This is theirs. It shows that the legs were tied together. That's not part of the instructions. So I didn't tie the legs. Chicken's already pretty hot, so I'm not going to try and tie the legs. But I do see those legs rising up some, so I'm just going to try and put them down a little bit. I didn't have this issue with the original Crispi when I did the cooking in that one, but just try and get them to fall down a little bit. Alright, so we'll just let things continue from there. Alright, this chicken has been cooking for 1 hour, so I'm just pausing it, getting it out. You can see how it looks there. So I'm just going to use my instant read thermometer just to check the breast. We see we're at 167 in the breast. Check down here in the thigh. I don't think I'll be able to do that in a manner for you to see. Got to turn it around here. I guess I could turn it this way and then stick it in on the under the thigh area and let you see it that way. Alright, now you can see. Let's see. Down there in the thigh we're hot. So we look good. What is this here? Yeah, we're good. So I think we're done in 1 hour. So that's pretty good. And so I'm just going to get it on out, put it on a cutting board. And I think our carrots took a little hard, but we'll just set this here to rest for a little bit. I guess you can Tell me what you think of mine versus theirs. I mean, this is their photo here. You know, we can set that like that. I think things are pretty similar as far as the cook. So I'll bring you back after this had a little time to rest. Alright, so it's had time to reabsorb juices. I'm just going to get one of these carrots out. You can see that. I'm just going to cut that in half for some of the taste testing. You see, inside of the carrot looks, you know, really good. It's just the outside gets kind of a heavy cook. So let's see here. We'll just cut into the breast meat here. It's cutting really, really good. It's really tender feeling. So you can see, just show it to you up close, looking really tender. Just cutting these slices off here. Just going to plate these really quick. And we'll use this for a quick taste test. So thank God for this chicken and carrots. And let's do some tasting. I'll start with the chicken, which looks pretty good. Okay, the chicken is super moist and juicy, like buttery, melt in your mouth, juicy. It really is. It's full of fluid, so it turned out really well. The carrot, really good. So everything turned out pretty well. And so, once again, Crispi Pro, just like its predecessor, is able to cook up a whole chicken pretty well. And I think this one was juicier than the one that I cooked in the original Ninja Crispi. That's probably because this one has the 6-quart container, which, you know, is able to give things a little bit more room. And so everything turned out really nice. So as far as a whole chicken cook, I prefer a whole chicken cook in the Crispi Pro over the Crispi, even though both are able to cook a whole chicken and do a decent job in their own regards. The Pro seems to be a bit more juicier, noticeably. So it's all good. Now, nothing in this video is sponsored, nothing given to me, and you can always check out my blog, superwaveovenrecipes.com. Again, that's superwaveovenrecipes.com. Also, in the video description are lots of ways to help the channel, such as buy me a coffee, cookbook, merch, membership, super thanks, donations, link to a number of different shops that you know well. Also, you see the shop icon here on the Wave Oven Recipes YouTube channel. You can use that to buy this or something else, and that helps the channel. And also, there are ways to help the channel that don't cost any money at all. There's the hype button. If you watch this video within the first 7 days of release, you can pull up the video on your phone, hit the hype button up to 3 times. That helps get the video out. Also, you can give this video a thumbs up. You can share the video with a friend, leave your comments, subscribe, hit that notification icon, and good eating.